favorite fan theory ever is, so you know how everyone's like, oh, Blackbeard, he has a personality disorder, that's why he has two devil fruits and he might get a third one. The truth is Blackbeard is actually pregnant. This is what I open up to. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be going over my unpopular One Piece opinions. Before I start, this is a quick disclaimer because I know what I'm going to say is obviously it's unpopular and it's also an opinion, but the truth is I just want an excuse to talk about. Long story short, yesterday I posted on my Instagram some unpopular opinion, but I freaking love the Foxy Pirates arc. Also, I'm surprised literally everyone agreed with me. People are constantly hating on this, so that was a big surprise. But after that, I started like literally talking to myself and reminiscing on just One Piece. I'm like, holy crap, I need to talk about One Piece. Please don't take anything seriously. Also, I do have bug bites like, on my forehead and on my arms, so like don't be alarmed. It's okay. Before we dive into the video, you just don't see me, but I'm there. So what makes me qualified to talk about this? I am literally part of the Straw Hats. Like, I'm part of the crew. I'm messing. Anyone can, it's fine. This is like, I have free will and I'm just gonna talk about it. I'm not watching 2 Piece. I'm watching like 7 Piece. Like, I am not watching the same show that you guys are watching, okay? And I think that's why I enjoy One Piece so much. But yeah, instead of me just yapping about why I freaking love One Piece, I've literally done it countless times before. Let me just I'm gonna have this into 2 categories. The first one is just gonna be like unpopular opinions, and then the second one will be going through fan theories, because I think One Piece has the craziest fan theories. I think my favorite, it's not a theory, this has been confirmed at the moment, is Gunna talking about how much he loves the Water 7 train system. That's where I'm at right now. So yeah, I love deranged One Piece memes and all of that stuff. Like, that's what I love the most. I don't really take anything that serious. I literally have it here. I prefer pre-time skip over. Okay, but let's debrief this. Why? I first started watching One Piece. You guys have to like pretend you're me back then, 2022, like near the end of 2022. That's when I started getting into One Piece. I only watched One Piece because of Ace and Shanks. I was at my friend's house. He had episode 2 and it's Shanks. And I told him like, yo, is that Ace? Because I feel like everyone knows who Ace is. It's just like an anime thing. So I want to make that very clear that literally if it wasn't for Shanks and Ace, I would have never watched One Piece. So anyways, I went into One Piece knowing absolutely nothing about it. I didn't know what arcs were. I didn't know there was, oh, I think I did know there was going to be a post-time skip because the art is just so different. Why do I like pre-time skip so much more? It's because this is like what One Piece is for me. Like, he's getting a crew, like literally his Pokemons. It's so freaking wholesome and cute, and I think it's just, we see everyone's dreams and everything. Now, don't get me wrong, post time skip is absolute peak. It took me so long to go back to watching the anime after what happened in Marineford because Ace is literally my favorite character, and also just Luffy. It was just pain. Okay, before I feel like post pre time skip, the crew is really selfish. Not selfish, but like everyone's in their own lane. After that, they all lock in and they're like, okay, like we're making this dude king of the pirates. So don't get me wrong, I love post time skip, but I don't have the same joy I did watching pre time skip, if that makes sense. Like, if I am to rewatch an episode, it's going to be any pre time skip like episode. But if I'm gonna go do a like post time skip episode, literally the only episodes I'll watch, it's like Law is somehow in it, either Punk Hazard or the stupid fight with Blackbeard and Law. Oh my god, you guys, I think I have a problem. I have watched that an unhealthy amount of times. I literally was at my cousin's house. Okay, this was last year when I went to London. And she was like, okay, I'm gonna go to sleep. You should see. I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna just go on your Netflix. This girl doesn't know anything about anime. I go on her Netflix account and I go, I'm pretty sure it's episode like 1028. Guys don't know, I literally tweak over this book. I don't really watch like One Piece content creators, if that makes sense. Early like 2023, I found this YouTuber called Melon Tree. I absolutely love her. She's so goated. And also the way she explains everything. I feel like I'm in an English class. I love the way she like articulates her thoughts and everything. And also everything she says, I see it. She has a video, Pirate King's Wings. It's Sanji and Zoro. And she talks about the Foxy Pirate fight. And I'm like, that's so real, because why are you guys hating on this when this is the most important part ever? Anyways, whatever. I liked it honestly for the goofiness. I never thought of it as that deep the way she shows it. That leads me into arcs in general in One Piece. I dislike it when people are like, rank your favorite arcs, what's your favorite arc? I mean, I think I have a favorite arc, but it's so hard when after every arc you're like, oh my gosh, this is my favorite one. This is my favorite. I would have to say mine is Loki, like Alabasta and Whole Cake Island. Only because Alabasta is just so much nostalgia for me. Because I remember when I was watching it, I didn't know One Piece had arcs, and I learned that like, oh, that was Alabasta arc. Like, we get Chopper, we meet Ace. Like, that's when the crew goes from like strangers to like, oh no, that's a gang, you know. Also, maybe I'm biased because I'm Arab, maybe. And when Sanchi asked for the Kanafa recipe, that could be the case. I do remember I have so many pictures of Zoro and Luffy wearing a dishtasha. I think it's so cute. Whole Cake Island. I'll get to Sanji in a second because I'm kind of splitting it. The characters will be in a bit, but this is not unpopular. This could be. I've mentioned it before and it doesn't feel unpopular. It's more like just my. This is me just talking. I really enjoyed Wano. I know it drags, but for me, Dressrosa was a killer. Dressrosa was like brutal for me. I honestly, there can't be a bad arc in One Piece because all of them, that's the thing. Like, I may have my thoughts on Oda, but you have to give it to him. He is an incredible story writer. Like, his story building is insane. So that's why every single arc, that's why rewatching it is so fun. The way it just, I don't know, it's really. Since I mentioned Oda, don't get me started on Toei if you're like, why are you not? I'm not doing any One Piece videos. I don't even care. I literally haven't been watching the anime. You guys know about this? You guys know about this? They robbed us of this, okay? First of all, I'm boycotting Toei because they do my boy Sanji so dirty. What's even the context of this? I've never read this, so I'm reading it like right now. Anyways, it turns out that Oda wanted this animated, and Toei was like, no. They're like removing him from clips in the manga panel, but they'll remove him, or they just make him really like pervy when he's not. I'll talk about Sanji. This isn't about Sanji. This is about Toei. Also, Toei, their animation style. So I know a lot of people crap on One Piece art style. I really like their art style. I love how every character looks different. My sister once said that they all look like they can be from a different anime, and I absolutely love that. Um, yeah, they're goofy as hell the way they're shaped, but I just love it. Like, I love how they look. Like, that's why post time skip is really like, you at that point just read the manga. I didn't do that. Only now I'm reading the manga because I'm caught up. Oh my god, Dressrosa was like it for me. Like, Toei, the proportions are so disgusting. I don't know, whatever. I get like Oda has his art style and he has his way of how he wants to like draw people. Like Viola, bro. What like what I'm honestly speechless. I don't even have to get into that. With Oda, that's kind of like my iffy thing. I know he said in one of his like Q&As, because he always has that in his mangas. He was like, "Oh, I never expected on having like fans who are girls." I think that's kind of silly because I don't think I know there's shonen and like shoujo, but I think Japanese people are just sexist. I think that's what. No, I'm joking. I know for the live action, Alabasta is definitely based Middle Eastern, North African. For the live action, they pick two Indian actors. I don't mind that. The only thing about that is it's giving Hollywood. Like, it's giving like literally what they do with Aladdin, which is the most iconic like Arakli classical story ever. But to me, I kind of see it as like that's just Netflix and that's just Hollywood writing. Also, Oda, I don't want to say he doesn't care, but like the representation he has of Arabs are Abdullah and G, and they're like, be so for real, you know? Like, we had Alabasta, and that's such a clear example. Like, this isn't an argument because I'm pretty sure earlier he also said it was like based off of Egypt with what they're wearing and literally what they eat. I'm not even lying to you guys. I was not surprised at all to see that the actors were Indian that are playing for Alabasta because once again, this is just Hollywood again. Like, there's no Arab representation. That's just like a side thing. I don't understand the One Piece fans who are hating on Vivi. First of all, I was actually really happy to see who Vivi's actress is because I've seen her before in a show and she's a good actress. Respectfully, I don't want to say who. A lot of the actors cannot act in the One Piece live action. I did watch it, whatever, but they can't really act. And I know Vivi can, and also she's beautiful. Like, she's drop dead beautiful. If you guys watch Bridgerton, she was literally like not the diamond of the season, but she was something of the season. Like, she's gorgeous. So all that racism and all of that, like, you guys don't deserve to be One Piece fans. You can be upset if it's like you wish it was like an Arab actor, kind of kept true to like this is like more Arab type. It's not, you know, we're not doing like what Hollywood does to Arabs, like always, you know. But to hate on an actress who's such a baller, like, that's super low and lame. I know a lot of people who started to really like One Piece from the live action. I know people who have only watched the live action, like, oh, I don't do anime, or oh, I don't like One Piece, but the live action was good. Live actions, they tend to be adapted in a way where it can't be adapted the original way. Yeah, the live action was amazing, but you guys, like, why does no one talk about it's genuinely different? This is just because I really like the pre-time. There are certain scenes that I really like, and I like how they play out because I feel like it shapes the character. My mic ended up dying here, so unfortunately 40 minutes of content just straight up muted. I do remember the two scenes that I mentioned here. One of them was the fight, the very iconic fight with Zoro and Mihawk. I love the way, you know, in the original story it's told out, and I think it's very crucial in regards to just how everyone saw it, especially Sanji seeing it, because he already threw his dream away. Like, he was also confused with Zoro and like did not understand why he was ready to die for his dream. Anyways, that's just like a small thing that I was like, oh, I kind of wish they kept it the same. Same with Nami's backstory. I also really liked how Nami's story plays out in the like original, you know, the manga and the anime, so I don't love it so much in the live action, but this is just really small stuff, really doesn't matter. But I'm surprised no one talks about how it's not really the same. Just a quick little side note, I do know that I spoke about this in this video, but I feel like I didn't emphasize how much it icks me enough in this. But I really do dislike the body proportions of women in One Piece by both Oda and Toei. I know people are like, oh, Toei makes it worse, but Oda's the one who drew it like that in the first place. It's really icky, and I remember when I started watching anime in COVID, I knew of One Piece because of how they're drawn, and I'm like, I'm never watching that, you know? And I do think it's a shame, because I think One Piece, the way a lot of the women are written, they're written so beautifully, so it's just such a shame. 30 minutes of content was muted because my mic died. I mentioned Dressrosa. I cannot stand Doflamingo, and I think the main reason is because he has a brother like Horizon. I think it's just crazy how much people love him and how they're like, oh, he's such a good villain. Crocodile for me always. I cannot like Doflamingo or even anything about him just because he has a brother like Horizon. Horizon is literally my bae, even though he's super gay, but it's okay. This character, he is so, Ace is literally one of the most, actually, basically, in my opinion, so many One Piece characters are super mischaracterized. To just water down Ace's character to, oh, he died over a Yo Daddy joke. Then we watch the same show. I think people say that just to cope with the fact that it was sad and that you cried during the scene. Like, just be real right now. At 17, when he first started, he was a threat to the world government. Like, they were like trying to recruit him to be a warlord. I don't want to go too full into Ace's story just because I actually haven't read this one yet, and I do want to make like a full video on Ace. Anyways, next it's Luffy's right hand and left hand men, Sanji and Zoro. Melantree has made such a good video on the two of them. Zoro fanboys are a joke. Like, you guys are so gay. Like, the meat writing is insane. Honestly, I think at a point, because I really liked Zoro, but I think just because of the fans, I was like, I don't really like Zoro. I can't say that. I don't know how people can favor one over the other. I personally don't like that. I like to see them as equals, and I like to shit on both of them equally. Like, I love slandering both of them. I think it's super funny. I mentioned this before, but I absolutely love Zosan. They're canon. That's not even an argument. But the real question is, who tops who? Y'all let me know in the comments. No, I'm joking. I like to say Zoro's a bottom just to really get at people. I think it's really funny. And that's so unpopular. That's like not even a thought. Like, people just always say Zosan. No one considers it like vice versa. He's extremely mischaracterized. I don't see him the way Toei sees him. I don't like any time Sanji like does his whole like gag or whatever, in my head I literally brush it off. I'm like, that's a gag, that's literally not him. This is literally who he is. Watch Whole Cake Island and then get back to me. One of my friends, he doesn't get like Sanji's character. Mind you, my friend, he's such a baller. Like, I've never met a guy who's such a feminist. Like, I don't know if it's just because he's gay or like what, but he doesn't like Sanji because he's like, I don't like the way he treats girls. I tend to see that like girls really like Sanji, and the only guys who do like Sanji are low-key kind of like weird. That's really rude to say. I don't mean it like that. Say if you like Zoro, that's kind of weird. Or if you like Sanji, that's also kind of, I feel like the best characters to like as a guy, so I don't make the rules, I'm sorry. It would just be one of the older trio. I think Brook, Jinbei, and Frankie are extremely underrated, and I think aside from the OG 5 and like Chopper and Robin, everyone else in this Straw Hat crew, they're so underrated, and like, y'all be forgetting about them. But anyways, this is kind of, since I was talking about like Sanji and Zoro, I love One Piece so much because it's not really like romance or like ship based. Out of all the animes I've seen, I've never been one to really ship characters just because like I'm not watching for that. My first anime ever was JoJo's, and there's so many parts in that, so many characters in JoJo's. Out of every single part, there's only one part where I'm like, yeah, I see like a married ass couple, like I ship them. That would be part 5 with Abakio and Bruno, period. So last summer, I decided to watch Given, which I feel like I'm super behind on because it was super like popular during quarantine. This is Sanji and Zoro in Given. Like, Zoro's like a little bit, and then Sanji's super like soft-hearted. They even look, this is not a Sanji and Zoro video. This is something that I've noticed. Please, if you're like a One Piece girly or you're just like, I don't know, let me know if you see this too. I've always seen like the fandom. Also, I'm very like not a fandom person. Like I never really get into it. I think the only fandom I was ever really a part of was Bungo Stray Dogs, but it's more just like seeing all the edits and memes. But other than that, I've never, it's just not my thing. I've noticed the fandom can be extremely like homophobic and just whatever, or extremely gay, which I think is insane to just be homophobic as a One Piece kid. Okay, in my opinion, if you're homophobic, I think you're just extremely closeted. I think you're low-key like Sanji, where you're so closeted that you're just an extremely like, you're just super gay. Like, I don't know. Anyways, I'm not getting into that. This is the big thing. What are y'all's thoughts on For Robin? And I'll tell you, there's gonna be two answers. More fruity people are gonna be like, yes, literally mom and dad, whatever. This side, they're gonna tell you Zoro and Robin. Okay, let me tell you something. We're gonna go back. We're starting One Piece. This was after like months of watching One Piece. I was still on pre-time skip, and I made the mistake, I made the mistake on my story. I posted like a January recap, and one of them was me watching, it was like a picture I took of my laptop of Chopper because he's my favorite ever. And someone replied saying, you watch One Piece. My mistake. Anyways, nothing literally that lasted so short. That person was like, I really ship Zoro and Robin. I don't know, he's asking me like who your favorite characters or whatever. He's like, I love Zoro and Robin. I was like, you know what? I can't say anything. Sally, you can't judge. You're still pre-time skip. Post-time skip, I'm sure something's gonna happen. Absolutely nothing happened. It got worse post-time skip. Because I believe they spoke a little bit during Skypiea, but no interaction post-time skip. But then we literally have an arc like Water 7. This is like my qualifications to come up with this conclusion. Two of my friends are fruity and they absolutely love For Robin. And then I have my straight One Piece friend who I literally asked, he literally has his gay icon and his lesbian icon like on his crew. Like, are we seeing the same thing? I don't feel like this should be an argument. I only think that guys ship Zoro and Robin only because guys like aesthetics, and since Zoro is their favorite character and Robin is like their favorite girl character, I think that's why they're shipped. They never really interact, and Robin is way too good for him. I'm sorry. First of all, Zoro doesn't shower and he's an alcoholic. Like, what? Also, I know people ship Law and Robin because like they're similar, but why? Law low-key could be worse than Zoro. Like, why are you doing that to Robin? Like, such an amazing queen-ass character, you know? I will say, though, I think Frankie is low-key, like, the best option. Once again, we don't have to ship anyone with anyone, you know? But you literally, we saw Water 7. Like, the interaction he has with her, it's so cute and wholesome, and I feel like that's what she needs. And even after, I noticed this, during Fishman Island when they're going together, they're literally matching outfits. They're always together, and she's always like talking with him. Like, it's just so cute. This is like an obvious, but it's not to some people. Luffy's a child. Yes, I love Boa, but she's even more mischaracterized. I think she's one of the most mischaracterized characters, and it makes sense because the way Oda wrote it, it's to make you hate her until then everything like unfolds and we see it's all just like a persona, whatever. I don't even want to talk about this, but I feel like just in case, we already know her backstory. We know that she got kidnapped at 11, 12, whatever. I think her affection towards Luffy is like her acting like her 11-year-old self. Like, it's not like that. And I've talked to my friends about this and they all agree with. I know Melantree made such a beautiful video on Boa, so recommend watching that. I just want to really briefly bring For Robin. I don't know why, that's just an observation that I made. I think it makes most sense. I'm pretty sure Oda also confirmed if they were like a family, Robin would be the mom and Frankie would be the dad. Anyways, now I want to move on to One Piece fan theories. I already started talking about it like with my ships, I guess, because this is an amazing theory I have. I'm just fangirling about Sanji and Zoro right now. I don't think I've ever talked about Sanji and Zoro as much as I am now. I didn't realize how much I needed to talk about. This is like my theory. Oh my god, I literally, okay, imagine you don't see your homegirl in months. The moment you do, you're eating right, and this is what you're talking about. This is literally what we were talking about. I was like, this is my theory, because I was telling her I was rewatching the Alabasta episode with my brother. I literally had my brother sit and I had him see Ace lighting up Sanji's lighter, and my brother was like, oh, that's so flirty. I wasn't even gonna say anything. My brother said that. When they're in the kitchen washing dishes, and then he's like, oh, do you need a hand with that? Anyways, I was talking with my friend. I mentioned the scenes with Alabasta and how Ace is Sanji's spy awakening. Tell me that's not the best thing ever. And then like that's how he realized his feelings for Zoro, but Zoro's always had feelings. You guys just hear me out, okay? Please hear me out. But anyways, if I had a choice to make any One Piece fan theory true, it would be Crocomami. I don't have to do the same as Zosan because they're canon, but I will literally tell Oda, please, please, please make the theory that Crocodile is Luffy's mom. Like, I will die peacefully. Let me go through some of my theories I have. Bro, is this a joke? This is what I open up to. This is like my ancestors looking at me talking about Zosan. How proud do you think they are of me? This is what brings me joy. Do you guys know this meme template? I don't know if I can read these out loud. My favorite fan theory ever is how, you know how everyone's like, oh, Blackbeard, he has a personality disorder. That's why he has 2 devil fruits and he might get a third one because of his beards and his like swords. The truth is Blackbeard is actually pregnant. I love whoever made these because these are now my theories. Fact. This is just some fact. This is just a straight up fact that Law made up his backstory so people would feel bad for him. Someone said he was forced to eat bread as a child. Throughout the 1000 plus chapters, I can't read this one. I don't think I think, do I blurb it out? Like, I don't know what to say. Okay, this is a random one. This one, I feel like this is obvious, kind of like we're talking about other stuff. During the time skip, Mihawk, Perona, and Zoro were together. The way I see their dynamic, which please. Oh my god, this actually reminds me of a message someone actually sent me. Let me be the Mihawk to your Perona. I'm like, you trying to be my dad? First of all, I have a dad. And I love my dad, bless him. Basically, Mihawk, against his own will, adopted 2 emos. That's what happened. Anyways. Had Ace survived, his body count could have come rival to Shank's. Now, what are we talking about there? Kid and Law have not done it, that's what I'm gonna say, with each other before, but they both secretly want. This one's just so crazy. And I actually disagree with the last one saying Soking and Usopp are the same person. Are we watching the same show? They're clearly not. Usopp even confirmed, or Soking, one of them confirmed that they're besties. I didn't like when he said that because I thought Luffy was his bestie, so I don't know. I don't know what he meant by that. I love Pinterest, you guys, you don't understand. I commented saying oh my god, I'm losing my mind. Who's the mother/father? I literally commented a year ago saying I love it. Oh my god. Oh yeah, I forgot to say this. I don't really want to go on the messages, but I responded to, like, as I'm saying, like, literally nothing happened. I think that was probably his most unpleasant conversation he's ever had with someone, so I think he did regret swiping up on my story. But I sent him like 20 screenshots of just the stupid ass like Zoro gave me. Yeah, please tell me you know what I'm talking about. Crocodile, join Baroque Works. Shut the up. Zoro, you are going to glory to Straw Hat Luffy. I'm not saying any of that. Oh my god, I remember seeing this one. This is so funny because it says except Big Mom. Why are we bringing Big Mom into this? You guys, I'm just showing you memes at this point. This is from One Piece straight facts theory. Usopp pirates really be grinding since their boss left. Blackbeard is indeed an artificial body created by Syrup Gang, and they got really upset for Usopp's departure and wanted to be the peakest villain. Facts. This is a certified theory that I stand by. Like, I truly thought he was pregnant, but I guess it's just the Usopp pirates, honestly. Okay, guys, I'm not gonna lie. I've just been looking at memes. Dude, okay, so on Pinterest, like, I don't know how it works, but like, I've seen these memes before. This is Buggy saying, did I comment on this? I wouldn't even be surprised if I did. Being a pirate ain't for anybody. Can I even show this? Now I'm gonna Google really quickly just because I think this video is like 2 hours long. One Piece fan theories. Why are these like story lore accurate? Like, that's not what I need. Also, this is extremely unpopular. I should have said this in the beginning, but I forgot. You know how I mentioned like why I like pre-time skip a lot more, story building and everything? Yeah, post-time skip has fights and all, but I don't watch One Piece for fights. Like, since I've watched JoJo's, I think JoJo's has like the best and most intense fights ever. I'm not saying One Piece doesn't. Like, I think the Kaido and Luffy was insane. Like, I remember watching that. I knew the end, but while you're watching that, I'm like, nah, Luffy's cut. Like, anyways, I still believed in him. Okay, Crocodile is Luffy's mother. So Crocodile is Luffy's mother. Okay. Someone commented on my video saying, it's on Instagram, saying the Davy Jones fight is really important to what's happening in the manga now. So I'm assuming the Rocks pirate was doing that because I just saw like a spoiler saying something about that. I'm not gonna continue reading. But this has been, I don't know what this has been. My bug bites are looking really buggy me, but that's such a funny one. Please tell me you see the connection. Okay, anyways. This is actually driving me crazy. I got them last night. Let me wrap this up. I do want to say everything is such a joke. This whole video is a joke. Just like, I just cannot believe that I opened it to the freaking berserk skulls laughing at me. Okay, the conclusion of the story is This was extremely deranged, but it was super fun, I'm not gonna lie. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed too. It's not a typical content, but if I ever make another One Piece video, it's gonna be one like this because I have never enjoyed making something as much as this. Like, that was so fun. Also, didn't mean to offend anyone. It's old jokes. When I'm crapping on One Piece fans, I'm a One Piece fan, so I'm like crapping on myself, so like literally don't take anything personal or serious. I feel like I made that disclaimer in the beginning, like it's really not that deep. I remember in one of my videos I talked about Kid and people were like, he is such a bad character, well, he's done this. That's how I know like who's subscribed to me and who's not, like who's just like a casual viewer or something. The only reason I started watching One Piece was literally because of Shanks and Ace. Like, I love Shanks and I wish I didn't like him as much. See, like, my favorite characters I will slander. Like, that is the most fun thing to do for me. I love slandering Law. I love slandering both Sanji and Zoro. I love doing the same with Shanks. Like, it's so fun. Oh. But anyways, Soul King is better than Cardi. I rest my case. Okay, bye-bye for real. I hope you guys enjoyed and have a beautiful, blessed day.